Well, what about when you're accompanying yourself, when you are the instrumentalist? You think of the Carter family, and you got that famous Carter scratch. I'm not a guitarist, but you play the rhythm and the melody and the bass line, all at the same time. If I want to remember correctly, that I guess it was Maybelle, I could be wrong, but she would play the melody in the bass strings, play the rhythm up top, while keeping a bass line. And that's difficult, but she developed it out of necessity. So you can do the same sort of thing on the piano. I remember Jerry Lee Lewis once said that I can do a lot more with 88 strings than 6. I could be mincing the quote, but it's something to that effect. And in ways you can. In some ways the piano is the most versatile instrument, and in some ways it's not. The guitar has its own idiosyncrasies, its own characteristics, and the piano has its own characteristics. The piano allows you to be a one-man band, and in some cases the guitar can too. And there's just certain issues that arise with both. But I'm going to show you some basic how to play rhythm and melody at the same time. It makes you sound really cool, and it's very effective at the same time. The self-proclaimed inventor of jazz, Jelly Roll Morton, who was flamboyant but also incredibly talented, once had a disagreement with a sideman and said, "You're going to play that like I told you to." And I assume the guy did, but he threatened him with a handgun. But he would play the melody with his thumb, and he would put oftentimes a tritone, which is a diminished fifth or an augmented fourth, depending on how you want to look at it. The tritone, the devil's interval. There's a paradox involved with that. I'm going off on a tangent, but you can't tell which one's the higher note. I can play this, and you can tell with practice. But if you play the tritone, you can't tell which one's on top. Kind of crazy. But anyway, you take Mountain Dew. Okay, I probably left out some notes, but that's okay because you get the general, most of the melodies there. But what I'm doing is I'm putting chords, building chords on top of the melody. So. See, I'm not going to throw my thumb up here. That's stupid. I can just... I'm picking the melody out by ear, by the way. But I'm using that thumb to play the melody and build chords on top of it. And that's, in a band, you have your one guitarist is playing his G chord down here by the neck, and the other one's playing up here in the E shape or something to that effect. And so you build these layers, and that's what you're doing. And also, people get, you can reach that thumb out and do little, I'm walking up. You can use that to play little runs, Oh, wrong key. sometimes with that thumb. You also notice what I'm doing is very, that's called slide piano in a way, Floyd Kramer style. You know that song. But what I'm doing, you play a grace note that's a whole step apart. A country flavor, but I'm also throwing in grace notes just whenever. A trick you can do is to alternate. You put the melody down here, and then you can throw the melody up on top. Some people will tell you, and this is sometimes the case, that adding just a single note on top of the melody adds more of a country style. You can think like let me think of something. I'm trying off the top of my head. Oh, like a Green Green Grass of Home. See, I'm just putting one note for the most part on top, but you can build whole chords. Heck, you can play the melody in the bass sometimes, like let me see if I can do this. I'm trying to do too many things at once. See what I did? I just kind of threw in that little bass thing. Played a little. You see, and your other fingers are very important. Don't get hung up on the melody. You can use these other fingers to play all kind of notes. And heck, they don't even have to sound good, because especially on a fast tune, you do that whole Jelly Roll Morton thing, right? See, I'm playing those tritones in there, And always chromatics between notes. Now, if I were to transcribe what I'm playing, you wouldn't be able to play it. And I wouldn't be able to play it either, because you'd have so many dotted 16th, 8th crazy rhythms. But so what I'm doing is I'm not looking at sheet music. I'm not using sheet music. I'll take sheet music and look at it and say, oh, well, this is how the song's formatted. These are some, little things that I couldn't pick out, maybe little subtle things. But then I'd get rid of the sheet music, put it away for a rainy day, put it away for your little cousin's learning to play, give it to her later. And then you go and you do what you want to with the song. Grace notes are very important. They can do, they make a song have a certain character. Without grace notes, watch what happens. Not the same. Doesn't have the character at all. Basically the same approach in rock piano, except less race notes for the most part. When it comes to ballads and you're playing rhythm and melody, what you can do is this. I get a fake book. If you don't know what a fake book is, I got a fake book as a country fake book. You open it up and it gives you the melody and the chords and nothing else. So I can take any song in here and just look at the chords and the melody, and I can build something. Okay, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. I don't even really know this song, but I'm going to play it. And I'm going to use the chords and the melody, so to build play this rhythm thing. was using my thumb to go. I was using my pinky that time, playing the melody in here and building chord below and above. Word of caution, you probably ought to end with the melody on top, at the end of a major phrase or verse, so people know, people hear it. You hear a lot about, church pianists, and they play it like you sing it. They don't play it by the book. Well, a lot of that has to do with where they put little rhythmic fills. And they don't, there's nothing worse than a church pianist who plays, that's awful. Nobody wants to sing, nobody wants to hear that, and so it really is a matter of being sure everything moves along by providing some sort of rhythmic accompaniment. I hope that I've demonstrated that someone like myself, who's mostly self-taught. I did take lessons for a while, but then I quit. You can easily just listen. Your ear's your best friend, and you can learn a lot just by listening and experimenting. Never be afraid to fail, and never make excuses for failing. Simply go back and try it again. Thanks for watching.